welcome back to my channel. Welcome to this video. As you can tell, I just got off work, and for those of you who don't know, I'm an ICU nurse, but specifically I work in the open heart unit in the ICU. So we call ourselves heart nurses. So I've been a heart nurse for, I think, well, since 2014 now, so about 6 years. And so what that means is that what we do as ICU nurses is we recover patients that come up from the OR, open heart patients that come up from the OR, and we recover them right out of OR, and we make sure that they get off life support within a short amount of time. So for instance, today I got a patient about noon from the OR who had open heart surgery, and my goal is always to get his breathing tube out or her breathing tube out within 4 to 6 hours after the operation. And I was successful at that today, which was, it's always an amazing feeling when you get to, we call it extubate, when we extubate our patients or take their breathing tube out, we get them off life support within 4 hours. So I was really proud of my patient today because he's 86 years young. And, you know, I always tell my patients that age is just a number, and truly it is, because he's a young 86-year-old. I've had old 36-year-olds that have had to have open heart surgery. So this guy was a champ. He was a trooper, got him off that breathing tube within 2 hours. I had him extubated, awake, eating ice chips, you know, taking his pain medication orally. And then he was on track. I gave a report to the night shift tonight, but I wouldn't be surprised if they got him out of bed tonight. He looked really good. So, you know, that's what I do for work. It is very busy. It's an extremely busy unit. Any of my coworkers watching this video right now will agree with me that this unit that I work on, the open heart unit, is probably the busiest unit I have ever worked on. And that's saying a lot because I've been a nurse for 12 years now. And I started off doing med-surg nursing, so just basic floor nursing when I was 21 years old until when I was 22 years old, basic floor nursing. But that was a really busy unit with, I feel like I had 1 million patients a day, just very tasky unit. And then I moved on to ICU and was trained as an ICU nurse in 2010. After I became an ICU nurse in 2010, I worked in just a medical ICU unit for 4 years, and then I was moved on to training as an open heart nurse. So normally that's the track. You want to be in the ICU as an ICU nurse for a few years before you do open heart recovery, because you really need to know your labs and your blood work and your drips, and you really need to know what you're doing to recover an open heart patient. So I've been doing that for a while, and yeah, it was a good day. I do work 12-hour shifts, and they fly by. Honestly, some days drag, but most of the time these days just fly. And normally what I do, as you saw earlier, I leave the house by about 6:15, 6:20 a.m. and I get to work by about 6:45. I have to clock in by 7 a.m. and then we kind of hit the ground running by about 7:30. We get report from the night shift, and then it's just go time. We're lucky if we get a morning break, a 15-minute morning break. We're required to have a half-an-hour lunch break, but like today, like most days, like today, I didn't get a half-an-hour break or a lunch break until about 3 p.m. And that was after my patient was extubated and he looked good, and I was able to leave for a little bit and eat my lunch. So we do have break nurses. I was actually a break nurse this morning before I had to take the open heart patient. But of course, then they pulled me off break nurse, and there was no break nurses anymore. So that's what happens a lot. So then we're on our own to try to cover each other for lunches if we can. But it's just pretty crazy. We definitely earn our money. So it's about almost 8 o'clock now, which is pretty typical. Rarely get off work on time. I'm supposed to clock out by 7:30, but it's more like almost 8 o'clock by the time I'm done and get all my charting done and give report to the next shift and make sure my patients are okay before I leave. So it's a long day. It's, you know, I don't get home till about 8:15, 8:20 normal days. So that's a 14-hour day. So I'm used to it. You get really used to it. I prefer the 12-hour shifts because then I'm off for 4 days during the week. You know, granted, I might pick up an extra shift here and there, but yeah, I've been doing this a while, so I do like it. I really enjoy it. I cannot imagine doing anything else. So anyways, I am off to head home, and I thought that once I got home I would show you my garden, because I just planted this garden a few weeks ago. Of course, it's springtime now in the Pacific Northwest. It's gardening season. So I planted my garden with my husband a few weeks ago, and when I get home from work I turn on the watering system that he just put in place. So I will show you that a little bit, and yeah, thank you for watching so far. I thought I would show you a little bit about kind of like a day in the life of work. It's super exciting, let me tell you. Okay, I'll see you at home. Just got home from work, and I'm going to show you my garden real quick. I'm going to water it. Actually, I'm going to turn the watering system on, which I'll show you too, but I'll turn the camera around. Okay, so here's my planter box that I have. It's actually new and improved. I had this planter box last year, but we replaced the siding on it and made it a little bit bigger, which is really cool. And as you can see, I've got some baby plants growing. These two are tomato, and then these four are the same. They are purple cauliflower, I believe. That, of course, is zucchini. This one is cantaloupe, which I'm excited about. I've never done cantaloupe before, so I'm excited. And then around the side, oh, sorry, blueberry plant. Around the side here, I had to rip out, there was just a bunch of shrubbery that I had to rip out about a month ago. We put mulch down to keep the soil moist for the plants. And that one's strawberry. That one is white lavender to attract bees. That's another blueberry bush. Fun fact, in order to get your blueberry bushes to grow bigger and with more blueberries, you want to plant 2 different types of blueberry plants so they'll cross-pollinate. So those are 2 different types of blueberry bushes. This one's not doing so well. I don't know what's wrong, but it's supposed to be cucumber. It's not liking something. So I need to figure that out and research how to grow cucumbers. If you have any suggestions, you can leave a comment below. Okay, this one's not doing that well either. This is a bell pepper plant. I think this side yard gets a lot of sun, and it was super hot today. It was in the 80s, and there's no shade on this side until the sun goes down. So maybe it's just overheating, or just needs more water. This is cabbage, and something is eating at my cabbage leaves. Those holes there. I don't know what's going on. I think we have a rabbit or some sort of bug. I need to figure that out too. This one is also zucchini. Actually, it's yellow squash. Also not looking that great. So I don't know. This is the first time I've planted plants on the side yard, and it might not be the greatest environment. So we'll see. I'll take you to the front part of our yard. Okay, tomato plant that's doing okay. It's just kind of slow growing. And then these 2 are also new that I just planted, but they're just flowering bush type plants. So, and actually I planted these also because they're deer resistant, which is very important up here because deer like to eat at your plants and destroy your yard. So deer don't like those ones. Okay, so we'll go around the side again. Planter box. And then here I planted 2 herbs. This is cilantro, which is doing pretty good there. This is mint. My mint is not doing that well either. So this is the first time I've planted both herbs. I did rosemary last year, and rosemary took off, and then also parsley, and parsley took off too. But I didn't want to plant those again this year. I want to try 2 different types of herbs, and I don't know. We'll see. We laid down some rock earlier, also put down new mulch also with these plants, so they look good. Okay, so this is the watering system my husband set up. You can see all those valves. The main valve though is this one. This one. I'll turn this on. And when you turn this on, see it's all connected to these off-branching hoses. And there's like tiny hoses that off-branch even further into the plant. So it just trickles in water into the actual roots of the plant. So I'll show you even in more detail. See, so it's dripping in to each plant. And then you can see this better, but it's a drip system. So this whole system is watering all of my plants for me, and I don't have to do anything. I just have to turn on that nozzle, which is amazing. He's dripping in. Yeah, so it runs all the way around to the front. And they each get their own drip system. And even these do too. Okay, that'll be it for the video. Make sure you subscribe down below. Hit the little bell notification icon so you don't miss any future videos with me. Also hit that like button because it will really help support my channel. Okay, I'll see you next time. Always remember to be kind to yourself.